Greetings, Ludlow. This is Principal Moody, and I'm here with your weekly Principals message. Today is Wednesday, June the 3rd, 2020. So we are rapidly coming to the end of this remarkable school year, that is school year 2019 2020, a school year that has seen um, a world ravaged by a pandemic, coronavirus, COVID-19, that has pretty much transformed the way that we are engaging in school and instruction as we end this school year, as we move into this digital platform, and could potentially impact how we engage in school in the fall. And let me just say that I still do not have um, a clear direction or sense of what school will look like in the fall. But as soon as I do, I will definitely share that with students, families, and stakeholders. Currently, to kind of compound the challenge of COVID corona, we find ourselves gripped in civil unrest, protest that are reminiscent to the civil rights movement of the 1960s. The one thing about history is that it repeats itself. I would encourage you students to talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents. If you still have access to great grandparents, talk to them, because each generation has had a moment like this, where we've seen protest that can turn into riots, um, that are basically an expression and an outpouring of the frustration that can be generated in our country, especially when we talk about race, when we talk about socioeconomic status, when we talk about oppression or suppression of a certain group. There are a lot of emotions that people feel, and this is not new. This has been going on in terms of civil rights movement, a declared civil rights movement, since the 1960s. We've all heard of Dr. King, Malcolm X. Um, but this is an opportunity, students, because it's not new. It's an opportunity for us as a school community to engage in dialogue about what are we going to do differently. What can you as the youth, the future, do differently so that maybe history doesn't have to repeat itself? The beauty that I find in working with young people and youth and the students is the opportunity that it brings for change, the opportunity that it brings for the future, and the hope that it gives us that we can be better and we can do better. So I want to start by thanking those students who attended, students and families who attended the town hall this past Monday. That was just an opportunity for us to create a safe space so that you guys could talk about any fears or concerns or ideas that you had about current events, about what's going on locally in your neighborhood, what's going on in your city, what's going on with you personally. So, um, We had quite a few students that did speak up. We had quite a few parents that did share some of their perspectives. So I thank you for that. I thank you for that courage. Um, it takes a lot to share out how you feel, to be vulnerable. So I do thank you for that. But this work is unfinished. Like, this work is not done. So when we get back to school, virtually or in person in the fall, um, there is still much work for us to do. Our core values, we talk about citizenship, achievement, and respect. I think we definitely spend a lot of time on achievement, a lot of time on respect, but that citizenship piece is a core value that we will begin to spend a little bit more time on, and what that really means, what that looks like, what's our responsibility to our community, what's our responsibility to our fellow man, and what can we as a school do to demonstrate to our immediate community what citizenship, what service can look like to our community. But those are things that we will actually begin to build out together. I don't want this just to come from me or come from the teachers. I want this to be a dialogue with students and for us to figure out a way of how we can make that citizenship piece, kind of blow that up, expand that, and make that something that's just not something that we say or a definition that we can read, but how do we put that into action? So I do have a few announcements as we do approach the end of the school year. Last day of school will be next Friday, June the 12th. That's the official last day. And with that, assignments, any incomplete assignments, any past due assignments, we need those in by tomorrow, June the 4th. So if you have things that are still hanging out there, you have some tasks, some assignments you're still working on, communicate with your teacher where you are in terms of completion. Ask questions if you are running into any barriers, because we need those assignments submitted about tomorrow, June the 4th. All right. Next Tuesday, and I'll be getting information out about this to the teachers this year. Next Tuesday, we will be having a digital learning award assembly, just to recognize the rock stars that have been consistent in this digital learning process since we officially closed our school doors on March 13th. It has been a very different experience, but some of you, many of you, have really been committed and consistent and really displayed some resiliency when it comes to your desire to get a quality education. So we want to acknowledge those students and even those parents that we know. It's been hard on parents as well. It's new. We got you guys involved in Google Classroom. Um, we knew that there were initially some technical challenges that hopefully we've worked through. So just to acknowledge you guys for that as well. I mentioned last week, and you should have received information from your teachers, and this is directed at fifth grade students and up, about Game On Philly, that middle school sports program that I was so excited about and hoping that we had a chance to have that sports camp this spring. So that program is now kind of evolved into a virtual program also. So a flyer was sent out along with the link. So even if you did send in the paper form that was given out during the school year, I need you to go to that link and sign on to that link so that you can be a part of the virtual program that Game On Philly has set up. You will receive some exercise materials in the mail. You'll get some videos. Coach Drayton is still on board. We'll be actively engaging you guys throughout the summer with their program. It is a partnership with Temple. So it'll be an awesome way to stay active during the summer and to stay engaged. So 5th grade and up, please access that link, sign up, and get involved. There is also a summer program. It's called SOAR. Um, this is for students who may have had some academic challenges throughout the school year, not just during this virtual period, this digital learning period, but even since fall. We've identified these students based off of assessments and grades. So we will be contacting those students directly, and parents. This is an additional resource to help in the learning process. This will be a summer program. It will be virtual. Um, we will need a commitment from you in terms of attendance and participation and engaging in the work. But this is a resource. This is a support so that when we get back to school in the fall, their students will be ready for their next grade. So please stay tuned for that. We will reach out to you individually, and we will need parent consent. So that's kind of all I have for now for today. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. We will be having a farewell event, a virtual event, next Friday the 12th, just so we can kind of wrap up this school year a little bit. It was hard. We typically have some kind of closure with you guys in person. We give hugs, you know. We get to say we'll miss you over the summer, shed a few tears. This stay-at-home order and this virtual platform doesn't really allow for that physical interaction, but we still want to officially say farewell to you guys, students. So stay tuned for more information on that. And yeah, let's make it a great day. Citizenship, achievement, and respect. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.